here and deliver you that dadgum Cowboys report. We're going to talk about some more of this draft smoke. We're going to get y'all's questions. We're going to get them up here, man. We're going to have what we call old barbershop session, guys. We're going to have an old barbershop session, man. We're just going to kick back. We're going to take our analytic hats off a little bit, because when you get into the barbershop, it's a little different. The energy is a little different. The talk's a little different. So, man, we're just going to have a good old barbershop talk with everybody that's going to come in tonight. Just kind of let it fly, talk a little bit of this smoke. We got a special preview as well for our draft show that we're going to be doing that J Tuck laced up today that we're going to drop on y'all as well. But with that being said, go ahead, J Tuck. How you been, brother?
Yeah, man, things is going good, man. Saying like the barbershop. And we're always kind of compared to the barbershop. Twitter's like the barbershop, man. Like Twitter's like a place you can kind of kick it back. And I kind of hate that analogy because sometimes I feel like I'm that guy who kind of just kicks at the barbershop for too damn low. Because we all know that one guy at the barbershop, like, bro, are you ever going to leave? But, that's what it's about, man. Is the community of the Dallas Cowboys fan, man. So I'm good, man. We're getting close to the draft time. Pitch train. Yeah. Started from the bottom over here.
Yeah. So definitely some of that Spoonie. I saw the video you dropped before we got over here. It looks like you ran into Mr. Donald.
yes. I ran into Mr. Donald and I had a nice dream. So I'm here, I'm good and everything. Listen, NFL draft ready. I know last year was suspense, and I already know this year is gonna be even more suspense. I don't think we'll be able to sleep that week as much. I really don't think so. But I know we're gonna be on and popping. I know the fans are gonna be out here going crazy with everybody's moves. It's the best time of the year of football, man, in my opinion.
Yeah, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Like I said, man, we're going to have that good old barbershop session tonight, man. Get the likes up, get the shares up, share that on Twitter, get everybody in here. Real quick, I got my boy Ron in here. Shane's in the building with the trains going ham. I got Joseph's in the building. Falcons and Panthers.
151.
Yeah, Joseph. In that thing, 151. J Tuck is kind of similar to somebody's Twitter.
I'm gonna give it to him because he said he's gonna drink the 151. I'm out, man. Like
he's
I got the 151 from back in college. I'm retired, man. So I'm gonna get that to Joseph, man.
Yeah, that boy Pod Double Beard Gang in the building, of course. Elazar, the leader of the horn train from way back in the day. What is going on? I got a little confession today. I think that's going to make Mendoza pretty happy. We're going to get into it. My guy, Mr. Page, said Twitter is an out-of-pocket barbershop where fights go down. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But with that being said, guys, little smoke, Spoon, you were talking about, right? We got go ahead and bless the people with the smoke. A little bit of that draft smoke that you were talking about right before we came on.
Per Jane Slater, she reported that the Dallas Cowboys are looking in on Morik, the safety from TCU. Listen, that's Jane Slater. Anything Jane Slater says is accurate, and I'm intrigued. I'm excited if that's the case. My only issue is, can we get him at 44?
Right.
That's
good question.
Can we get him at 44? And I don't want to stir nothing up yet. But I don't think we could get him at 44. I think we may either have to maybe drop back in the first round, get a couple more picks, because I really don't see the Cowboys trading back in the late first.
Okay, Spoonie, with a little bit of a hot take out the gate in our barbershop session. Like I said, we have that barbershop session. Not the first time we've heard something being linked to Mr. Trevor, right? We definitely know that Joe Witt was out there running some of the drills, right, during the pro day. It worked for them some. Then we kind of had a little report about a week or so later that the Cowboys are eyeing him, and now we're kind of coming full surface back around to Trevor. Obviously he's close. He's in town there, Tuck. Right. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think
I don't think it's fully smoke. I think they are interested in him, but I don't think that they're going to be aggressive enough to go get him. I feel like he's just one of the options on that list at 44. So I don't think the Cowboys are really having a dying, sense of urgency to go get Trayvon Morik. Now, I think he is a dynamic safety that we can definitely add to this team, and it's really needed at this point. But I don't see us moving up, man. I just don't see it. I think we're going to stay put at 44. I think 10 and 44 are going to be solidified, and then everything after that remains to be unseen. But I think for the most part, we'll stay put unless there's something going crazy on draft day and they decide to, we got to move up to go get this guy. But I just don't see it. And it's hard for me to believe in the Cowboys being aggressive because I ain't seen no aggressiveness since since CeeDee Lamb pretty much last year. So it's really hard for me to believe the Cowboys are inside to roll up their sleeve and get aggressive now on draft day where I ain't seen it at all this whole offseason. So
yeah, I don't think it's smoke. I think this is where there's enough smoke, there's fire. So yeah, I think he's definitely somebody that they're looking at circling at 44. I've been on record. I don't think they're going to move back from 10. Now I think they might move up into the late first round, depending on what's happening. I actually think they might double dip in the first round this year. I've seen a lot, and we'll talk about this smoke, right? We've seen since Mel Kiper put it out there in his latest mock draft, right? He put that the Cowboys moved back from 10 to 15 to pick up a first round pick the following year. Right. Now, I don't know about y'all. For me, that doesn't do it for me.
Right.
Now, I know we're all going to be in Vegas next year, and how hyped we would be to have 2 first-round picks in control. However, that doesn't do enough, for me this year. Right. For me, I look at the 15 and the 46, right? If we're going to go from 10 down to 15. But with that being said, guys, that's my personal opinion on the trade. What about y'all? I'll start with you this time, Tuck. What do you think, man? Do you think would you move back to 15 for a first next year, or?
Nah, it's not worth it to me because I feel like if it's going to be one of the teams that's going to move up, let's say if it's New England, right? That pick could probably be 15 up next year as well. So for me, man, it's really not worth it. Now, I know a lot of people have this idea about, getting that first round pick and maybe moving that first round pick for a player and, all these. The Cowboys don't think like that, and I don't trust them to think like that. I don't think it's worth it, man, to miss out on a guy that's kind of that elite tier, move back, get God knows what next year, right? And then, possibly let some of these elite players slide to your division rivals as well. It's just not worth it, man. If someone's going to trade up to the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to have to give me an overhaul to make it really worth it, man. Kind of like what the Rams had to give up. Like, there's teams that if they want a quarterback bad enough,
there you go.
I'm with you. Right, because the Cowboys have the leverage. So I'm just settling. Oh, that's a first round pick. And it's like, no, we're going to get a first round pick for the next 2 years, maybe out of you. All right, then we can talk. That's the thing. It's Jerry Jones on the phone. A lot of teams hold us by the balls when we try to make trades. Now we ain't that fun when the rabbit has the gun, so maybe we'll turn around and do the same. But just the first round pick for next year's draft, y'all, for the 15 pick, because think about it. If we do that, we can miss out on Slater, Pitts, Sewell, Surtain, Horn, and then we're kind of all right. Now we're kind of lowering down to kind of mid-tier-ish guys. So it's like, it's not worth it to me. Go get the guy you want.
And for those that watched us do a mock draft, we took that trade to go from 10 to 15. And we missed out on it. We ended up with Slater because literally everybody else was gone. Right. We were like, Surtain and Horn's on the board. Right. Look, even Farley went, right? So we went from 10 to 15 and missed out on that. Spoon, is a first-round pick enough for you to go back from 10 to 15?
Fellas, this is the barbershop, right?
It's the barbershop. We got to think out loud tonight.
I'll give it to you better, BJ. I don't want 15. Okay. I'll take the 20th pick with the Chicago Bears. If Tuck says he wants to go to Vegas and he wants to see a first-round pick, a legitimate first-round pick, and you want to see one, I want to see one, hey, guess what? Chicago Bears make things. Listen, I know Muhammad Ali wasn't 75 years old when I met him. Like the barbershop we know, but I will say this. I will definitely say this. Chicago Bears may be desperate. Tuck, you want an overall? They'll give you the overall. You may get a first next year and maybe the year after. Oh, I throw in a couple of seconds in. There's some guys back there in that draft that we like. Now, I understand. Listen, Pitts may be gone. If Pitts is gone, let's see what happens with the thing. But there's guys back there that we've been talking about. Let's not forget the guys like JOK. My boy Collins. Greg Newsom's moving up in the boards. It's a lot of good guys, a lot of solid guys back there. And would it be great to get the Bears first round pick, who may not be one of the top teams in the NFL next season? They may be picking between 1 and 10. I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, for me to go to 15, I need next year's first, and they're 46 this year. You give me 15, 46, and 1. And again, and back to Tuck's point, we were talking quarterback on the board. Boy, things get a little different, right? You got to come up and give me a little bit more. So if they now if New England says, "Hey, we'll give you next year's first and the fifth and our second this year," I short of Pitts, if Pitts is on the board, I don't know if I go. But if Pitts isn't on the board, I'll take that bundle. I'll take that bundle and I'll roll that dice. But since it is the barbershop, the questions are coming in, guys. Let's go and get to some of these questions real quick.
Spoon's that barber who do all the talking while you sit in the chair trying to get your cut.
25 years old. 25 years old. I met him.
All right. Now, Steve checking this says, do you have confidence in our ability to truly improve this roster via the draft? I mean, I think they did that last year. Guys, would y'all agree with that? Do you think where's your I'll tell you what, let's do it this way. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, the ultimate, 1 being not so much. What's your confidence meter of the Cowboys getting improving this roster this draft?
Well, for me, it really depends. What do you mean by improve, Steve? I feel like, are you looking for like impact this year? But I think as far as improving is concerned, yeah, we can definitely improve the roster with this draft because we got a lot of holes to fill. So, I feel like this roster is naturally going to improve by default in the draft. But how many players will I say will be like day one starters that's going to have impact for the 2021 season? I would probably say 3. That's about it, to be honest with you, because I felt like, I just said this on a video I'm about to post tomorrow, but if you look at the free agency who is out there, right, you got the Poole, you got the Richard Shermans, you got Hayward, you got Rashard Breeland out of Kansas City. As far as the cornerback position is concerned, it's getting dry as hell out there. So if we continue to sit on our hands, y'all, like, it's going to force us into a corner where we're going to have to play one of these young kids, and they might be playing a lot earlier than expected, which I'm fearful of. So, I feel like the Cowboys are going to have a solid draft, but I need more guys who's going to actually have impact. I'm thinking about the 2021 season, not years down the road. And I feel like right now, where we currently stand, we might only get 3 guys that we can plug in that's going to really have an impact per se. So, I don't know. I would say 6.
6, okay. Spoon, to truly improve this roster via the draft. Where you at?
I give it a 9.
Okay.
I give it a 9. 10 is, 10 is always perfect. I don't think we know it would be perfect, but I think a 9 would be a solid enough. The reason why I pick a 9 is because who are the coaches? We got coaches who are not nitpick about attitude and stuff like that. They just want ballers. They want players. And that's going to help out the management to basically select the best players regardless of whatever. We see Mike McCarthy was on board taking guys like Aldon Smith regardless of his past. It was definitely he's definitely a talented guy. We've seen Dan Quinn, the guys he worked with, the Legion of Boom in Seattle. He likes players. It is so compared to the old staff that we have with this same question. I may give it a 4. But because of this staff here, and it was all about talent, we saw last year with the guys, the kind of guys they took regardless of position. They took the BPAs, CeeDee Lamb. They came out with Neville Gallimore. They came out with Diggs. They got ballers. So I'm taking a 9.
Well, let me ask you this, Spoon.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Right. I was going to say. So
yeah,
let's say, for instance, go ahead. You got it. We in the barbershop. Yeah.
Go. You go.
I was going to say, Spoon. So do you think based on what you said that this is different coaching staff? Let's say, for instance, we were to get a Jamin Davis in the 3rd round. Do you think that this coaching staff really has the pull to say he's going to be our day one starter over Jalen Smith or even LVE? I don't think they do.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know what? That's a very good point. When it comes to experience,
will actually be a competition.
Yeah, you would think that. No, it's a very good question because a guy like, let's say, Jamie Davis is really winning the competition and he's really coaching in Quinn's eye. Can Quinn really convince Jerry Jones? Hey, can we replace Stevie? Can we replace oh my God, what's his name? Jalen Smith or LVE? Right. It's a good question. That's going to be the thing.
I will say this. I think Jalen's snap count's already been cut by where they're talking about where they're moving him to. But that's either here nor there. We'll see. Right. Mojo checking in. What's going on? Mo says, who is really the clear guy at 10? The Cowboys and fan base has been all over the place with the prospects at 10. I think most of the Cowboys nation is looking at cornerback personally. I think there's a contingency Cowboys fans, obviously, with the Pitts train, put the Pitts train, and then you have the in betweens of is it Surtain, is it Horn? I think the Horn has definitely overtaken the Cowboys Nation more so than Surtain. But then again, this what the Cowboys like is what they like, and maybe they want to double dip from Bama and get the other corner. Right. But I will say this throughout the process, I have been more Surtain than Horn. I'm officially moving my cap over to the Horn train. I'm officially if we're taking a corner, sign me up for Horn. I think I don't know. I just looking at more film, just going back and forth, and then I kind of watched the rookie thing on ESPN yesterday and watching him work and different things, and I'm just like, all right, okay. My guy Mendoza's been preaching it. My guy, I did the verses with Boss back and forth. Y'all have been preaching it here as well, Spoonie and Tuck. So I think I've officially moved over to the. I still got about 5 to 6 days left, but I'm on the yeah. I got to put it on down. But for now, I'm Horn. I think I'm Horn over Surtain right now. Personally,
about Surtain, man, don't follow him on social media because you're gonna fall in love because he's a good kid, man. That's the hardest part about him, man. Because I started following him on Instagram because I want to kind of see how he moves. I'm like, man, he's a good quality kid, man. I like the kid, but what. It's just Horn. It's like, Patrick Surtain, happy birthday to Patrick Surtain Jr. Just turned 21 today. But it's like, he's one of those kids I like, man. But I feel like JC Horn gets a lot more upside and that it factor that I'm looking for with that 10th pick. So
Matt Owen on that the Caleb Farley trade. He wants to call it the Farley Harley, though. He's in there. He's
there's only
there.
one person on that bike, Matt.
At 10, I haven't seen it. In Arizona, moved up to 10 for 14. Check that trade. See my point, right? No, I mean understandable. And you're talking about the trade compensation. We're talking about Dominic, but again, that's just what's going to take for me. Root for 10 to 15. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hey, man, second round DMV. You ain't never lied. That Asante Samuel Jr.
Yeah, I'll ride with you on that one. I'll ride with you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you something else too. They talk about the Ramsey and how big he is and everything, and that little clip. And I was watching, I was like, man, is Horn taller than Ramsey? I was is it the angles messing with me? I was like, boy, Horn and Ramsey seem to be a lot closer in height than what these measurables kind of say or whatever. But oh man. But again, for now, I've moved over to the Horn. I see Mendoza's ecstatic.
Let me ask you guys this. I've been searching for it. Who is Surtain's matchup film-wise that you can watch? Because I've been looking for it. Because I was watching, because shots at the Boss and Skywalker, they forced me on this Waddle thing. So I was watching more Waddle film. So I was watching, Horn cover Jalen Waddle when they played Alabama. But who is Surtain's matchup that you can really say is like, all right, he had a challenge that day. I just haven't seen it. Like, that's the hardest part. Like, Auburn, Seth Williams, he wasn't much on Tony in Florida. So I really haven't seen those tough.
I watched him go against Jefferson now. I watched him go against Jefferson and play Jefferson pretty well at times.
From last year?
Okay. From 2 years ago.
Right. I'm talking about
2020. But 2020, it was just a weird year. A lot of opt-outs, right? So, the Chases of the world, people like that wasn't out there. He basically covered Pitt's 3 or 4 plays. Pitts went 1 for 3 on him, I believe is what it is. Just didn't have a lot. And Matt Owen down here making this case. Farley 6 INTs and 23 starts. Horn and Surtain 6 INTs and 70 starts. Teams with that win turnover margin with 70% of the time.
So,
I appreciate the back door. But that back though, man.
Does interception numbers matter to you guys?
Not
turnovers
really.
matter. Turnovers matter. Yes. For me, yes. For me, yes. I think we've just been so long in Cowboys Nation, we just ain't had one of those guys. So it's like, whatever. As long as you're Byron Jones, we'll love you.
Right.
As long as you're Byron, we'll love you. But yeah, could you imagine getting, I used to come to Kansas City Thief, a Peters, and some of that's a little boomer bust, right? And we talk about Asante Samuel Jr. his daddy was kind of a boomer bust guy, right? Take those risks, do those things. It's kind of like you look where Byron Jones went down to Miami. Do you want Byron Jones? Do you want Xavier Howard? Which guy would you rather have? So yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, it would be nice to get interceptions, guys, because I mean, when you win the turnover battle, just as Matt Owen pointed out, that's one of the biggest things that you talk about. That definitely swing games.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
I feel
like
but I don't know. I mean, but go ahead. What about y'all?
I feel like transitioning from college to the NFL, like a lot of these players, either Surtain or Horn, they're going to get turnovers. They're going to be in the right place at the right time and make things happen. They both get their head around. They both can track the ball in high points or whatnot. So I don't think that, what their interception ratio was in college really has that much of a bearing on my decision making. It's just, are you in the proper place? Because if that's the case, we might be looking at Asante Samuel Jr. and, Andre Cisco and some of these guys that can really force turnovers, but it differs from level to level because, of course, you also got to monitor the type of caliber you're playing, opponent you're playing, in those games. So, sometimes you play Louisiana Lafayette and you might get 3 picks because scientist.
Yeah, because some guys should be selling popcorns playing quarterback. But Spoony, turnovers matter.
I mean, turnovers is good. It's very good. But my thing is, if you're not getting turnovers, you must be doing a good job. The quarterback for not throwing your way. That's how you got to see. I mean, there's no stat number unless you're PFF to show your coverage. Your coverage grade. And guys like Asante Samuel Jr. and Horn were ranked in the top 3. I don't know who was number 1, but it wasn't Surtain. But at the end of the day, like Tuck said, they both good cornerbacks. I don't think Dallas could go wrong with either. It is who they feel will fit this scheme for the best. And just different ways. But I will say is that do these 2 corners separate from everybody else? How much? And that's going to be another key thing. If Dallas, if they rank all the corners in the draft and they'll be like, well, I don't think he's so much better than our third guy, like maybe Greg Newsom, maybe even Stokes or whatever, that's going to be a big thing where they can say, you know what, let's address another position and we'll get one of the other corners in the second round. Right. That's going to be the thing. But as far as the question, again, turnovers is very good. Very, very good. Yeah. But at the same time, if you're not getting the ball thrown your way, you're doing a good job.
That part. Well, let's kind of get into this right here while we got here. If you ain't got nothing to do during draft weekend, boy, CFO game, Cowboys fans only, Star game, we're going to be in the building. Our guy put a little something together for it. Let me go ahead and run this for the people in the back real quick. Yeah, man. So if y'all got nothing to do during the draft, man, come on through. Man, we're going to be hosting up, man. We're going to have a good time. If you rocked with the Star Gang Live last year, you already know what it is, man. We had an awesome time. The drinks will be flowing. We're going to have some special guests. We're going to bring some of y'all on camera at times with us, too, to talk about some of these things in between. On top of that, we're going to also be giving some stuff away, as you saw. You got to make sure you are definitely subbed to both Star Game Podcast YouTube and Cowboys Fans Only on YouTube to be around for the thing, man. We're going to have a good time. We can't wait to kick it with y'all for the draft, man. Make sure y'all come through. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Right. With that being said, though, these cornerbacks at 10, oh, man, boy, I tell you what, I do believe this. We are in the barbershop right now. Man, we're in the barbershop, man. Keep shooting them questions, man. We're just here to kick it for the rest of the time and have a good time. This whole barbershop session we're having tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, if we don't take defense at 10, there's going to be a lot of people lose their ish. You hear me? You already know. As much as we talked about Pitts and different things and whatnot, as many people think – and we hear about the wide receiver possibility.
Right.
Let the Cowboys take a wide receiver at 10 instead of Pitts and watch this thing.
That's really
Twitter's going to melt.
That's really going to – if it's not Pitts and it's a wide receiver, if we go with Waddle or something like that, or we go with Devontae Smith, bruh, they are going to be livid. Like, they're going to come unglued, man. So – but I said this on Twitter, man, and kind of silenced these guys that say we have to go defense first. Because I said – if you are anti-Pitts or anti-BP and the Cowboys have to go defense at 10, why aren't you beating the desk for Micah Parsons? Because he fixed a most critical need, which is the run game versus the corner. Now, I'm not on Parsons. I'm not on Parsons.
No. Smoothie, John, take me back here in a second.
Okay.
Now, here's my thing. And when we get to this point in time, here's what I like to do, especially about 2 weeks before the draft. And oh my goodness, where are we at right now? Are we basically 2 weeks before the draft? Is that where we are? I think, right? 14th, 27th, 13th, close enough, right? Okay. So I start looking at what has been mentioned to the Cowboys, right? And who's been talked to the Cowboys and who the Cowboys are interested in and who's Jerry talked to and all these things. And then I started doing this. Who are the Cowboys not talked to? Who's not been mentioned to the Cowboys? Boy, I tell you, to me, it smells like the fix is in for Parsons at 10 because there's nothing being said about Parsons, right? We've heard about maybe Bolton and all these other linebacker possibilities. We've heard nothing about Parsons. No one's even asked the question on like 105.3 The Fan to the powers that be about Parsons. Nothing.
None of that.
Yeah, none of that at all. And I'm like, boy, if I'm smelling something here, I'm smelling Parsons. Hey, look in this hand. Right. Cowboys Nation, the Cowboys, a lot of this, looking in this hand. Meanwhile, we're ready to sit up here over here, and if Parsons gets here to 10, they'll take Parsons. I think that's exactly what's going on, Texas guy. I think that's exactly what's setting up here. Spoony, thoughts?
No, that's a good observation. That because at the end of the day, it's not like the Cowboys always draft a player that they always talk to. We see them move up from Maurice Claiborne, who they never talk to, and they draft him with the 6th overall pick. Listen, I won't be upset with Parsons. I really won't. I'm just be nervous only because of the history. We know the media loves to bring stuff up from the players' past and make a big deal out of it, and the NFL got to step in and it becomes a circus. The guy's a good player. He's talented and everything. It's just the attitude part that we only worrying about. But again, like I will always say is that, hopefully they do their homework. They, whatever on him, maybe not talk to him directly, but have somebody on him to find more about him before they do. And listen, let's just be honest. Linebacker is a huge need because there's no guarantee these guys will be back next year when it comes to OVE. The option's not picked up until May. So I'm pretty sure I won't be surprised if we draft a linebacker, they don't pick up his option. Jalen Smith, they're already talking about not leaving him on the field too long. When you get talk like that, that's not a good look at all. You're what your highest paid linebacker in the team. So it's not out of reach by saying Parsons.
Yeah, and Dak Carter with the question right on time here as we're talking about linebackers. Jalen Smith, can he bounce back or is he done? Personally, I don't think he can cover. Always out of gap in the run game. Tuck, go ahead and take that real quick. What do you think, Jalen?
I don't want to say Jalen Smith is done. I think what's going to happen, I think he'll take another leap forward because I think Dan Quinn's going to simplify things for Jalen Smith. I think last year he took on way too much responsibility that wasn't really in his wheelhouse. And so I think Dan Quinn's going to come and say, all right, this is what you do best. Coming forward, coming towards the line of scrimmage, like, let's just keep him there and simplify things. He doesn't need to be a middle linebacker and call in plays and, that's just not Jalen's game. So I feel like he'll be okay next year, but I feel like that linebacker room is going to start getting tighter and tighter and tighter because Nix, you alluded to this earlier, about having Keanu O'Neal in house. All right, well, that's going to be our coverage guy on third down. And if we go get a Parsons, or maybe we go in the second round and get a Zaven Collins, or maybe a Bolton or a Jamin Davis. All right, well,
you gotta compete.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Dan Quinn's going to be like, bro, this is my guy. This is what I want to do. Let me have my ingredients. And no, not to Jalen Smith, but we've all gone through it. We got manager changes and stuff in our different jobs, man. Like, you might not just be a Dan Quinn guy. And so I would really keep an eye on how the Cowboys utilize Jalen Smith this moving season. So, but I don't think he's going to be fully done though. So.
I think, obviously part of the hiring of Dan Quinn in the system to bring it in here is to come back to get Jalen Smith and LVE back to where they were before losing their way. The one thing that I wanted to see was Jalen to get out of the middle and go to the under basically linebacker, right? The will, and that's what they're doing, right? That's what Dan Quinn came in and said. Hey, we're moving him over here. What does that mean, Nix? What it means is you've shortened his responsibilities. He's going to set the edge for the run, go get the quarterback, or kind of like what we saw last year. You saw Dorrance Armstrong dropping into the flats a ton last year. Well, now you'll have Jalen doing that. I'm okay with Jalen dropping into the flats. I don't need him in the middle. We saw the coverage from the middle. I agree with Dak here completely with the dropping in the middle and coverage. It just doesn't work for him. Getting him on the edge and letting him be athletic and do things on the edge, I think suits his game well. And, this is kind of the proven year for him, right? I think they're going to see what he can do in this system. I do think his snaps are going to get reduced, though, which might be a good thing for him. It doesn't mean it's going to be a bad thing, but a good thing for him. But I do think he's going to be put in the best position to go and be explosive and be the God backer that they called him coming out of Notre Dame. And, at the end of the day, this is kind of what they talked about last year with him, even when Nolan came in, was about getting him on the edge, letting him go pressure. And it just never came to fruition, whether it be they had to switch the defense because nobody could pick it up, or we had injuries, so he had to call the defenses and be the middle guy, which he's clearly not cut out to be. You guys get him on the edge and let him be athletic, and we're going to see if they're going to be able to do that. Swooney, anything on Jalen Smith before we transition?
No, listen, I mean, it's pretty much the same scheme we ran in 2018. That was one of his better years, especially the game against the Saints. Great year. That was a great game. But it's the same system, just it's just Pappy, the father. Dan Quinn is running the system, not Christopher Sharp, but it's similar, and they'll find a way how to utilize Jalen Smith. But like I was saying before, the pick you just made about Parsons, I like that pick as far as not picking Parsons, but the linebacker spot, because it's definitely a need. It's definitely a need. So we're going to see going forward, but they'll work it out.
Ryan, with the question, what do you think the chances are that we take defensive tackle in the second or third round? Well, we'll draft smoke there too, right? Because we heard all of a sudden, we're hearing Wilson, right? Marvin Wilson, Florida State. A lot of those get talked about today there, sir. Mr. Tuck. Possibly being the pick at number 2. Maybe the Cowboys have kind of fallen in love with him. Obviously there's some knee issues, right? The shoulder issue, whatnot. I don't know, man. I think it depends on what we do in the first round, right? As compared to what we do with defensive tackle. For instance, if we're talking about the smoke that's not being thrown to Parsons where they take Parsons, I think second round defensive tackle goes up, right? I think if it's corner or a tight end,
right,
maybe. I think they have to start thinking about linebacker at second because linebacker's not as long. Third round, circle me third round. Maybe a little bit more for tackle, but I can see it in the second. What do you think, Tuck? Second, third round defensive tackle? Or are you thinking maybe fourth?
I want to say this, and I said this the other day. It's like, granted, I love Marvin Wilson. I'm no-blooded. Mendoza's no-blooded, but he is not a second-round pick to me, y'all. Like, trust me on that. Like, that's way too rich for my blood to take Marvin Wilson. So a lot of people were tagging me in that article on Twitter, and I was like, I'm not reading that because I know it's the smoke. I'm like, I ain't no way. I'm like, man, if they take Marvin Wilson the second round, man, they need to put me on their scouting staff because I can tell you that ain't it. But I feel like your defensive tackle will probably be not a top priority, to be honest with you. I feel like it might be a third or fourth round pick, spec play around 99 to maybe look at a defensive tackle. And I think Marvin Wilson or my guy Shelvin will be there, or some other names out there. I think McNeil might be off the board, but I don't think the Cowboys are going to reach there early for him. The thing about it, they already got big bodies in house by bringing in Urban. You got Antoine Woods, you got Gallimore from last year, you got Tristan Hill coming back. There's kind of conversations now. Drill McCoy's trying to get his name out there, which I'm cool on. So I don't think the Cowboys are going to have a sense of urgency addressing the defensive line. I think the first move will probably be corner if I got to think defensively. And then I think that second move would probably be linebacker or free safety. That's where I would go if I'm the Cowboys really trying to address this defense. But D tackle second round too high for me.
Yeah, Spoony, where you at?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk. I don't think DT will be a big need. They bought a lot of big bodies in, especially with the bodies we have last year. I think maybe fourth or fifth, same kind of late. But yeah, just like Chuck says, cornerback, safety, linebacker, those are the top three. They'll be definitely looking at. Like I said earlier, linebacker is a big need because it's not guaranteed. Guys like LVE may not be back next year if the option's not picked up. Keanu Neal's on a 1-year deal. So, when it comes to cornerback, we re-signed Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown. But as of right now, those are bodies right now. Let's see we get a horn or depending who they draft. And safety. We got Donovan Wilson. He's here next year, but his contract is coming up. You got Quasi only for 1 year, so safety is a big need. So cornerback, linebacker, and safety.
Yeah, I think for me, I'll circle the third round. No matter what happens the first 2 rounds, the third round with the 2 picks screams defensive tackle and safety to me. 75 and 99. For whatever reason, that's kind of how I've been feeling the past couple of days. It's kind of what I think. 75 and 99 just kind of screams safety, especially like if Trevor Morgan's gone at 44 before 44 gets there. I think they're going to switch over to safety and defensive tackle in that third round. Steve with the question coming in says, do you think at any point they consider a running back in this draft? Spoony, running back considerations this draft?
Probably the last pick of the draft or undrafted.
Okay. Tuck, you think running back this draft?
Yeah, I agree. I was asked that question earlier on Twitter. I think you're probably late rounds or undrafted. If one of these guys fall, I know a lot of times when we do the mocks, Puka Williams is kind of our guy. You have Hill out of Mississippi State, but I don't think the Cowboys will take a running back anytime earlier than sixth or seventh round. So, nah.
Yeah, I think it's a possibility. I would probably say start looking in the fifth, just depending on what's there from a strictly value standpoint. I think it's a possibility. I wouldn't write it. I'd write it in pencil. I wouldn't write it in ink. I just think it depends on what's falling between the 5th round on. It could happen. But definitely I don't think they would go out and take one in the first 4 rounds. I just don't really see that happen at all. Our guy boy saying, don't sleep on DN in the 2nd round. I'm sleeping on DN, guys. Let's bring that to a head. Me personally, Knicks, I'll put it out there and y'all can give y'all's take. I'm sleeping on DN. Look, if I get a DN late, like a Chris Rump from Duke or a Terry Jackson from East Coastal Carolina, cool. Honestly, in the first 4 rounds, I'm good, man. I look, here's my thing. I got D-Law, okay. I got Randy Gregory. All right. I got my guy last year who didn't get a ton of playing time, right? The Rook. Somebody help me. Bradley Anae, in that Leo position. Dorrance Armstrong still on this team. I'm just not over the moon about going defensive high. I'm just not. There's too many other pressing needs to me that needs to be addressed going forward. But again, if the right and this crop of defensive ends, who do you get excited about? Who excites y'all defensive end? Because to me, there's just not a guys that excite me at defensive end. The guys that do excite me are like later round guys, like 4th and later, like the top 4 rounds. I'm just not really sold on any of these guys. But now there's some late prospects that I get excited about. But the first 3 rounds, I don't know. But what about y'all guys? Defensive end?
I would agree, man. I'm waiting late to like maybe round 5 until I'm interested in the defensive end because we already have bodies in the house with Randy Gregory. You mentioned Bradley Anami. We want to see get reps, and so Russo doesn't excite me like that. Jalen or Phillips doesn't excite me like that.
Quiddy Pay?
That we don't mention his name on this shit. Hey, it's like Candyman. Like Candyman, you say his name.
Yeah, just don't say it. Yeah, okay, Spoon.
I got
All
one
right, so
guy.
who's got one? All right, who's your one guy?
Hey, listen, I don't want to start no beef between Tucker and Mendoza because I know they nose fans. They nose fans, but my guy from the U,
Okay.
Jalen Phillips.
Okay. All right.
Jalen Phillips, the defensive
Phillips.
end. Listen, my favorite scout is Dane Brugler. Dane Brugler.
Mm-hmm.
And when Dane Brugler come out and say he sees Bosa in Phillips' game, and you look at Phillips and you see what he's talking about, that's the guy right there that I'm excited by. He's creeping up very fast. Gregory Rosso, his partner, is drowning. He's going down. But it won't be bad to pick him up in the second round or third round. But Jalen Phillips is my guy.
But do you think Phillips is going to slide that late into the second round?
No, I think Phillips is going to be in the first. I think he can go late first, early second.
I think a lot of these edge rushers are going to go first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, that barbershop talk. That barbershop talk could get some of us sometimes. Yeah. There's only one. I'll tell you right now, Joseph. There's only one guy on this show that's about to tell you what he'd do if Jamar Chase falls to 10.
Oh man, yeah, I got
Jay Tuck. Go ahead, Jay Tuck. This is your portion of the show here,
Joseph. Who else? Who is anyone else falling to 10? Like, is it is just Jamar Chase that just falling to 10?
Oh, I'm gonna have to do videos back to back.
Hey, you guys know where I stand, man. If Jamar Chase falls to 10, then we take Jamar Chase. And like I said, I'm Thanos tossing Michael Gallup off a cliff if I have to, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna find a way to make it work, man. If you're able to get a player like Jamar Chase, that's my guy, and I'm bringing him in house, man. So you already know what I'm gonna do with Jamar Chase. So it is what it is. So.
No, hold on, Tuck, come on, Tuck. BJ says barbershop talk. Let's be. I saw what BJ did last year. He damn near pushed his family out the way to go celebrate his good brother in Memphis. Tell the public. Let's be honest. If you're here with the 10th pick in the NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys select wide receiver Jamar Chase. What's your reaction? Share it. Come on, give me a preview.
Go dial up his CD Lamb. It's on Twitter. Go dial up his CD Lamb reaction.
You know what? He goes like this. Let me show him because that's the highlight of a highlight right there.
Here you go. Froze up the string.
There you go.
That will be my reaction right there.
We know.
But this time it'll be in HD.
Yeah, we know we're not gonna be like, yes, good job, Dallas. We're gonna be crazy. Jumping out of our seats.
You can tell by the reaction, right? If we're sitting there and like the Dallas Cowboys on the clock, and you see Jerry over here smiling, shaking heads, and clapping, we did something, man. But if we're sitting there and Jerry Jones is kind of just talking around, you know what I'm saying. But if you see Jerry Jones with that smile, he went and got us a weapon, man. And I feel like, hey, I'll take two of them, man.
Listen, I'm see Matt.
All right, now, here you go. Your guy Dane. I like Brugler as well. I mean, here's his Dallas Cowboys mock.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going Surtain at cornerback, Holland at safety, Tupeloto at defensive tackle, and Smith at offensive tackle. It's that to borrow my line from Tuck here. Yeah, hey man, it's a nice pair of socks. That winter coat.
Yeah,
it feels good. You need it. It covers everything. It does what it has to do. Man, I mean, it covers all the bases.
Yeah,
and again,
again, time too.
You will know. But I mean, again, Horners are saying it's in. I'm not going to be mad at it. I'm there. It's fine. 1A, 1B. You know what it is. Move the chains. Move the chains and make sure you're open so we can get you on for some commentary during the draft on that draft show as well. Because you take Slater before Chase. I think because you need better blocking to improve the yards per carry for that high dollar running back you got hanging around. Now, even in a down year, though, quote unquote down year, I mean, Zeke did average 4 yards per carry last year for what it's worth. For what it's worth. But I hear you. We still help that offensive line a little bit later, but I do like Slater over Sewell. Guys, Slater, Sewell, who y'all like more?
Currently, I have Slater rated over Sewell on my board. And the reason why, and I see Spoon's face, is because I feel like whoever we're going to take at that spot needs to be able to play left guard. And I feel like Slater is just a little bit more versatile as far as Sewell's concerned. Now, I've been saying that I feel like Sewell is the better pure tackle, and he'll be an all-pro caliber tackle for the years. But it's like, where do we stash him at? You know what I'm saying? So we figure out what we're going to do with Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins. So if I had to plug a guy in, it's going to give us instant impact, which is what I'm looking for. I'm plugging Slater in at guard. If something goes down, I can swing him out to right tackle or left tackle. So I'm going with Slater at this point for versatility.
Yeah, I agree with Tuck. I was high on Sewell, but it just makes too much sense. When it comes to Slater, he could come in right now and play for you. When it comes to Sewell, we could all say he could play guard, but he's never played guard. And that's just being honest. The only way we could do that is, it won't never happen. But if you take a Sewell, do you say, well, play guard 1 year, or hey, you put him at right tackle, you pull out at guard, which he has played before. That's the only thing. But yeah, I'm with you. I'll take Slater.
Oh yeah, and I agree with you, Mendoza. I would much rather have Garrett Waller out of TCU than Dylan Moses from Alabama. I'm definitely there. All right, well, we are in the barbershop, so it's time for Nick with his barbershop take. Here's his barbershop take to for sure get some people to get pissed off around the way, because I've seen some of this around and people get mad about it when it gets kind of brought up. Guys, we have 10 picks. And hey, man, Detroit says, man, you know what? I'm ready to go to 10, and I'll take that 75. I'm going up, and Pitts is on the board, and I'm taking Pitts at 7. I'm going to say it. Boss is going to love this when he hears it, because Pitts is indeed generational. I've waited. I put the big G on him. I've got away the gene and everything else. I'm stamping it right now on April 14th. Yes. I'm hitching. Look, I'm already on the train. I'm hitching all my wagons to the train. I think Pitts is generational. I don't like to throw that around a lot. However, he's the evolution of what's coming, and everyone wants to say, oh, well, look at all the great tight ends. They've been late draft picks and everything else. Well, you know what? You got to wake up and smell the roses at a certain point and understand, hey, these guys matter. That's what you got to do. And what that means is, hey, yeah, y'all been getting these guys late or whatever, but we look at the last 3 Super Bowls and we see that what tight ends are there and not running backs are there and everything else, and what they're able to bring to the table when you attack in between the hashes like the great teams do. You go get that guy when he's there. It's great to not have to go get that guy beforehand, but guess what? Now you have to go get that guy now. And this guy is here. He's number 2 on a lot of people's freaking boards. You're the draft analysis guy that you like, his guy. He's got him number 2. We're talking over quarterbacks. We're talking over the quarterbacks. Right. You take a 75, the number 75 pick, and you go up to 7 if he's there, and the Detroit Lions are willing to do it. Your guy Nix is going to 7 for Pitts. That's where I'm at. Drop the train emojis. Let's go.
Get them trains up. Get them trains up. All aboard.
Listen, I want Pitts so much. I will bump into Aaron Donald on purpose. I will step on his $1,000,000 shoes. But just here's the thing. If I do that, pay for my therapy, please. And if I can come back to memory and all that kind of stuff. If I do that. But listen, BJ's right. Listen, end of the day, the train is rolling. You wanted to keep rolling. We had a good offseason. You have a solid offseason, but the best of all was Dak Prescott getting paid. He has that energy to come back. He wants to come back and show the world what this team's about. Imagine we get the best player in the draft in Kyle Pitts. Again, you got the Skip Bayless of the world, and we can't get Pitts X, Y. It's not gonna happen. End of the day, if you want to be the best, you have to get the best. No call.
Know the deck.
That's it. Yeah.
And look, and let me tell you something else. But what about the production? And what if you only get you 800 yards and 10th, and you spend a 10th overall pick? It doesn't matter, because he's going to free up everything else. Right. No one's picture, right? Like, get off of the production side of it. He's freeing everything else. I'm sorry. You want to get Zeke back rolling again? Okay, force him to play nickel and dime. And then run the ball is what you do. Okay, you set up these mismatches. Oh, you want to go double? Oh, you want to go double Amari? That's cool. What are you going to do with Pitts? Oh, you want to put a corner or safety on Pitts? Well, who's going to be over the top for the rest of the guys out here? It creates it creates so many mismatches that you go do it. I don't care if he gets over 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns in year 1. I don't care. Like, literally, I'm looking at what it's going to help everything else around him, and you just paid your quarterback. Give that boy that stud in the middle.
You just did all that scheming about how to stop Pitts if he adds his offense. Now, let's reverse it. Who defensively do you have to get that complex to scheme around when it comes to our defense? There's no one. It's not like, oh, they got Surtain, so now we got to do this. And no, they got Surtain. Okay, whatever. We're going to go at him. We're going to go at him and see if he's ready or not. And that's the thing.
You're going to go at him. Facts.
Right. And so it's like, if you get Pitts, man, it really puts the defensive coordinators in a complex situation thinking back, all right, what the hell are we going to do with this? Because I have no idea. Because like I said, you can't play us a dime because unlike Kansas City, even though they got a decent run game, we have a dynamic run game too. So if we need to run the ball down your throat, by all means, we can do that. If we need to go 2 tight end sets with a 12 personnel with Blake Jarwin and Pitts, but you got to still respect it like an 11 because you really technically have a receiver out there. It's like there's so many different complexities that goes into it when you think about adding this weapon to our offense versus just adding a guy. So,
right,
yeah, and then I hear you, Dom. I see what you got there, and it says just go add, and let me grab it right here. Let me throw it up there because I got a nice little counter. I got a nice little counter for this right here. Is go get Chase Waddle or Smith or Marshall or an elite more. Well, here's your top 15 wide receivers in the draft since 2012. I'm gonna run the list down for you. Justin Blackmon, Michael Floyd. Tavon Austin, Sammy Watkins, Mike Evans, Odell Beckham, Amari Cooper, Kevin White, Devontae Parker, Corey Coleman, Corey Davis, Mike Williams, John Ross, Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy. That's your top 15.
I think receivers are sarcastic.
Here are the wide receivers.
That's that 95%.
2012.
That's that 95% success rate.
That's that. Well. That's why it says first round, not top 15. Because first round, then you got to throw in CeeDee Lamb, Jefferson, and what they're doing on the back end. But we start talking about the top 15, it gets a little wishy-washy. Is what it is. So your top 15 guys don't go there all the time. And he's going to weigh. Look, he's going to weigh as much as Kelsey. He's faster than Kelsey. He plays in line. Like I'm telling you now. What you do is when you see that guy, and look, because let's go all the way back to Calvin Johnson, right? He played at Georgia Tech. Well, he's big and he's tall. He doesn't run routes, though, right? Oh, but Calvin Johnson doesn't run routes. Oh, because he played at Georgia Tech and they do all these things. How'd he do in the league? How'd he turn out?
He's all right.
He's all right.
Yeah, he came around.
Yeah.
He came around.
Right.
He came around. So, look, if I can go secure that guy at 7, you can take my 75.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I'll be honest. When it all boils down to it, if we do get Pitts, the folks who are not on the Pitts train, they're gonna jump on.
They will.
They're gonna jump on, but you gotta pay it fair to jump on that. Because
No. Pause. I'm not comparing them to that. What I'm saying is people saying just go get a wide receiver instead. I'm like top 15 wide receivers don't pan out either. Right. If we're talking about tight ends, what's that correlation to? I'm not comparing wide receivers to tight ends there. It's not what I'm doing.
Here's the thing. Don't look. See, that's the problem. We look at Pitts as a tight end, the position. He's a weapon. How about this? Give me a tight end who's like Pitts.
Let me ask you this. Let's change it. Let's say, for instance, Pitts came in as a wide receiver, right? I think he would still be the highest rated under Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I think so too. His route, listen, his size, the way he runs route for his size,
right? For his size, speed, strength. Right. If he was a pure wide receiver, I think he would be number 2.
Look at DK Metcalf is what, 6'4", right? About 6'4". He don't run routes for nothing.
Right.
At all. Look at now if you go look at Pitts with his size and speed, that is sick. That's the problem. They look at him as a tight end and not look at him as a weapon.
Right.
BJ, how you always say about JLK, the first of his kind? Well, how about this? Maybe Pitts is the first of ever. Because when was the last time a tight end came out like him? Now I will say this. Shannon Sharp was the first of his kind as tight end when he came out in the league.
Right.
When they had the Ben Coles of the world and those guys. It's so funny. They won 84. He won 84. Pitts won 84. That's funny. Now, again, Pitts is the first of his kind, in my opinion. People keep looking at the tight end. No, look at him as a weapon. He is a weapon. Yes, we got Blake Jarwin. Tuck said last week. How do we know is Blake Jarwin going to be 100% healthy after that ACL? We don't know. But you're telling me. Before I say that, BJ said he couldn't even beat out what was his name? The tight end that we released?
Swam. It could be out Swam.
From Texas.
Right.
Okay, so you're telling me that if we get Pitts, he has to compete against Jarwin day one?
Right.
That's his spot.
Right.
We will be dangerous.
Right.
Dangerous. And another thing, look at the opposing team in the NFL division in the NFC East, the New York Giants. Let's not sleep on them. They added some pieces too. They added 3 more receivers, and they want to draft one.
Yeah.
Don't stay content.
Yeah. Imagine thinking Pitts isn't a grown man, though.
So Rodolfo, you think Pitts is 22?
Not 21.
Maybe 21, I think.
21.
Yeah, 21.
So you think he's at 245? He's going to go to an NFL franchise and not put on any more size.
Oh, hell yeah.
We saw what the hell CeeDee Lamb looking like a damn Super Saiyan already. But, Pitts is done. Stop. Listen, y'all. If we're going to have this conversation, I know we're in the barbershop, but come on, y'all. You got to do better than that.
Yeah.
He's going to be playing against grown men. All of these rookies going to be playing against grown men.
Hold on.
Right?
And he played the SEC. It ain't like he played in the Mountain West Conference. He played the SEC.
Players you're naming in the chat, he played against them. He played against them clearly. So it's like, all right, J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain, he played against these guys. So what are we saying? So
I mean, Joe said he's actually 20. I thought he was 21. Maybe it's 21 before the season. But
not even old enough to drink yet, and you think he's not going to grow. So that 245 could be almost 255, 260 in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, and you look at the linebackers getting, and you look at the linebackers and whatnot getting smaller and smaller. So I mean, bro, it's not even going to matter. He's going to go out here and do these things again. You have to be forward thinking when you get to this. Look. I get it, right? In 2016, let's go back to 2016. We had the barbershop. Let's go down that. Let's go down that road, right? Oh, we were pounding ground, man, and that's how we did what we did. We went 13-3. All these things, okay. So then the conversation came up, about the teams that rush the ball well, right? That's how you get to it. I mean, Tuck. I know we were back and forth, and we were looking at things, and these guys that are. These teams that are running the rock, and man, I pulled it up. Right here's your top 5 rushing teams last year. Ravens with 3,071 yards, Titans 2,690, Browns 2,374, Patriots 2,346, Vikings 2,283. But I'll do the top 10. Saints 2,265, Cardinals 2,237, Packers 2,118, Eagles 2,027. I'm like, yeah, you have to run the ball adequately. Yes, you need to be able to run the ball. However, you think with a 2-tight end set with Jarwin and Pitts, with Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, or Amari Cooper and Gallup on the outside, and you don't really know what's going to come your way. Is it the run? Is it the pass? How are you going to match it with those two guys lined up at the tight end position? It just gives you more ways to attack the defense, and it frees up so much more if you bring this kind of guy in. And look, we'll talk about other tight ends, right? The Noah Fonts of the world, or the TJ Hawkinshaws of the world. They weren't compared to be these guys as we're looking at Pitts and what's coming into this league and what's going on, who didn't just go beat linebackers in college from the end. He beat some of these quote unquote cornerbacks that we're talking about as well. Yeah, man, I think for me, for sure, that's where it's at. Dominic with a great question as we're here in the barbershop, having a good time. Who are your top 3 non-quarterback prospects? Spoon, you got your top 3.
Pitts, 1.
Yeah.
Chase, number 2. And my number 3 guy is Penei Sewell.
Okay. J Tuck. I think Chase might be your 1.
Yeah, I got Chase, Pitts, Slater.
Pitts for me at 1, Pitts for me at 2, and Pitts for me at 3. I'm joking.
Dylon.
Yeah, I spit hot fire. I'm putting the flag in the ground. But yeah, Pitts for me will be 1. Mojo, but he's not a wide receiver. That's why he's being hyped. There's the difference. But for me, it's Pitts at number 1. What he brings to that position, and something that we haven't seen before. I'm going to go. and low. I think I'll go Chase at 2, and then I'm gonna go. I'll tell you what, man. I know he's not going to get drafted high. I like Najee Harris a lot, though.
Yeah,
I like Najee Harris a lot, man. I don't really talk a lot of running back, or we don't talk running back on this show because obviously running back's not going to be something that we're going to be looking at very high. So we don't really talk about it too much. However, but I do like Najee Harris, but I'll keep it in context. I'll cop out and I'll say Slater, and that's where I'll go for sure. But yeah, man, it's What about how about this one, guys? I'm gonna take that same question. I'm gonna flip it. Your top 3 defensive prospects. Let's go with that one, and drop those in the comment section as well, man. Drop those in your comment in the section as well. Who y'all got as and then of course Dominic White with the Sewell, Slater, and Smith. But who y'all got for your top 3 defensive prospects this draft? Who you rocking?
For me, it's gonna be you have to go with Parsons, number 1. Don't want him, but Parsons, number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna take Surtain, and number 3, I'm warming up to this man. So, well, excuse me. I'm sorry, Xavier Collins. You're my man. But
okay,
my man Xavier. Listen, Tulsa, 23. I know, but I'm liking Jamin Davis, man.
Ooh.
We got heel turn. Heel turn. Little heel turn.
Bro, Jamin Davis was a late bloomer after his pro day, man. I started watching him, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, he's supposed to JLK too. He's supposed to JLK, but damn it,
got the crop top linebacker, like my Madden creative player, I like it, but he's a playmaker, man. But
he got Darius Leonard a little bit. Darius Leonard from the Colts, just a little bit.
I can see that. I can see that.
Something about it.
But he's in number 3 though. Spoon. He already got number 3. I wouldn't put him that high. I got for me it's Horn, Surtain, and then Parsons. And I'm thinking it from the Cowboys' perspective, but honestly, like my favorite linebacker, to be honest with you guys, though, is still Nick Bolton. I know a lot of people are kind of out on him, but Nick Bolton is still my guy. I think he's going to be a great middle linebacker. He has the intangibles, but if I had to pick, right now, according to my board, I got my cheat sheet now. We're good.
I
got Parsons as my number 3 guy.
I'm going Horn, Surtain, Joker. I've been high on the Joker. If I had the gall, I would take him at 10. But I got to know the plan. Because I think you got some NFL guys that want to put him at safety. See, to me, I think he's the future of linebacker. I'd want to put him at linebacker. I don't think they're going to do it, but I love Joker. But I think the two cornerbacks, flip-flop them however you want to between Horn and Surtain, and give me the Joker, man. That's where my top 3 defensive guys would be at. Let me get some of these guys. Let me get some responses from the people in the back. Paz out here says, Parsons, Surtain, Horn overrated, but you didn't give me a third. Run with the Joker, Horn, and McNeil.
Paz don't want to draft this year, bro. He don't want no picks. He don't want nothing.
Parsons, Horn, Farley, if rumors are true.
Whoa, time out. I'm sorry, BJ. Mendoza. What rumors?
Uh-oh.
What rumors, Mendoza? Hold on, Mendoza.
Jason in here. You got to co-sign there, Spoon. Jamin Davis, Horn, Jamar Johnson in the building. And, of course, he leads the Fetty delegation. It's nothing more. McNeil, Nixon, then, of course, Stokes at cornerback. What's going on, Mark? Glad to see you made it in, man. From his daddy playing. Oh, Mojo, Horn, Joker, and Melowafu.
Syracuse. Listen, that's a big corner, 6'4".
Yeah. Big boy. Remember, his health being cleared is what's going on with Farley.
Okay, all right. I mean, listen, again, Dallas surgeon, same surgeon who did Jalen Smith. Listen, my dream scenario,
We'll
We
see.
get Fitz in the first round at 10, and we get him at 44. That's my dream, which is hard, but never know.
Let me get my guy Alan here before we switch gears. Alan at the buzzer, Joker, Barrymore Horn. All right, but those with a great question here. What's your favorite day 3 prospect / sleepers in day 3? Digging deep in the bag here. Again, I've been banging the table. Edge, Chris Rump II. I can think even on the edge. I think he can slide in. He's a system fit kind of guy from Duke. Terrence Jackson, edge. He's built for the Leo position.
Right.
I think he can slide out there. And I'll give you a cornerback, DJ Daniel. From a JUCO, came up, some stuff in there. Can you coach him up? Can you clean it up? So DJ Daniel, Terrence Jackson, and Chris Rump II would be my 3 guys that I would look at day 3. I would like to, kick the old tires on, if you will. Spoon, you got some day 3 guys?
Yeah, Andre Cisco, my safety from Syracuse. Listen. Yeah, he played that single high safety very nice in Syracuse. That's my guy. We come off the injury, of course, but listen, if I'll be happy as if the Cowboys want to go get him. Now, and this guy we haven't spoke about this guy. He named Chad Surratt from North Carolina.
North Carolina.
They quarterback, play some quarterback, but when he played linebacker, he stepped it up big time. But he didn't start last year. But a lot of scouts saying that he's definitely a gem. That's my second guy. My number 3 guy is of course BJ, guy we like from WB, Flash.
Yeah, Flash.
That's my guy right there. That's I'm hoping if we have to touch receiver at some point, it will be him.
4.26, baby. Can't coach 4.26 now.
Yeah.
Tuck, you got some guys.
I got some guys, man. Kind of go off of speed. One of my personal favorites I dropped the video on was Tutu Atwell out of Louisville, wide receiver, man. So shifty guy, speed, second, a guy that we can put on the special teams, kind of that burner aspect, man. Good in space. They dropped a thing today. I posted in the Star Gang group that best players in space behind Jalen Waddle was Tutu Atwell. A lot of people want to be down on because he's kind of light and ass, but we can get him some Texas barbecue. We can work it on out, man. So Tutu Atwell's a guy. Another guy is a safety who I dropped it. Well, I didn't drop the video. I did it live last night, but James Wiggins, safety out of Cincinnati. Had a few injuries, man, but it's a solid safety that I'm definitely interested in. I think he can help. He can play free safety and also strong, man, get turnovers around the ball. And then I'm not saying he's a sleeper because I like Garrett Wallow out of TCU.
But if he makes it there.
Yeah, if he makes it there, and then I also got, let's see, another name I got for you guys. Let's see. Rashad Weaver, defensive end out of Pittsburgh, I would say. That's kind of where I'm looking in, day 3 to be an edge rusher. You got to be bringing just another body. So I like Rashad Weaver out of Pittsburgh. And then, of course, some of my Knowles, Tamari and Terry.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Scary Terry. Get him in there. I ain't mad at Scary Terry. Shout out to my girl Queen over here for Boss Cowboys Sports. In the building says, who would surprise you if they were to go undrafted? Oh, and by the way, as soon as you get off of this cast, sure the Boss Cowboys Sports had a great interview with Antoine Woods tonight as well. But a guy that goes undrafted maybe would surprise you. I don't think we were talking about Flash. I think Flash gets drafted. I think the speed gets drafted. Garrett Wallow, that's kind of a weird name. Linebacker's kind of short, in comparison, but I see a lot of 5th and 6th rounds and things can happen. If Garrett Wallow went undrafted, I'd be pretty surprised. I'd be pretty surprised at Garrett Wallow going undrafted for sure. For me, what about y'all? Anyone? Go ahead, Spoon.
For me, it's a Darius Washington because of his size.
No way he goes.
Yeah, he should.
Man, if he goes really that's crazy. That's crazy. But
it's like when his name comes up, folks are looking at his size. It's like you don't have I know like yourself. You got Jeff Kavanaugh. You got Brian Borders. His size X, Y, and Z. But the kid's a ball hawk. And that's it. I'll be surprised. 5'9". You got people look at size all the time. We saw what we went through with size at corner. A nitpick. So.
Yeah, I saw someone just post, I think, talking about my guy, Tamari and Terry. I think he could possibly be a guy just weirdly goes undrafted for some weird reason. Because even as much as he brings as far as upside, you're still not hearing much about him when it comes to a lot of these drafts that I'm watching, like these mock drafts. So he's another guy. And then another guy that, I was extremely high on, who's kind of gotten silent and you see him kind of drifting back, was my guy Cameron McGrone. So, he kind of skipped out on his pro day, didn't do too many of the drills or whatnot. So he could slide possibly. Yeah. And so he's kind of in that Garrett Wallow type situation. It really comes down to the importance of linebacker. But for a lot of these guys, man, I think there's a lot of picks that a lot of these teams have. So I think they'll get picked up for the most part. But yeah, I would agree with Spoon, man. I would be surprised if Washington drops out undrafted, man. Because
I would be shocked.
Yeah, I would be shocked, man, and I'll be pissed that we.
I know
I'll be pissed if we had 9 picks or 10 picks and didn't even waste one on Darius Washington.
Just said, nah.
Right, yeah, it was cool. We get some random quarterback out of nowhere, Idaho, but we pass on Darius Washington as he slide back. So I don't see it happening, man. But
yeah, surely like the 6th round or 7th round, the Cowboys like, all right, we'll just take you, whatever. Funny story too, though. I was also. Hold on. But a funny story that I was watching Hello Rookies or whatever the other night was because they're working out together on the West Coast, and it's Parsons and Pitts are both there. They played in the state championship game. Parsons was the running back. Pitts was playing linebacker, outside linebacker. Funny, and Pitts also played some quarterback in the high school as well. Just funny to see how those things go because where I grew up, where I played high school football at, Ray Lewis played a little. He was linebacker. He played some running back as well, rushed for 1,000 yards. But thought that was a little funny take. And of course, Pitt's team did beat Parsons' team.
That's what I was saying for those who
held him.
Those who want to get rid of Dak, I was like, all right, well, Pitts can play quarterback too. So like, Jack of all. Here we go. Let's put Pitts an outside linebacker. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, he played linebacker in college. There you go. Linebacker and tight end. He'll get a little two-way for us.
Yeah,
a little two-way for us. Real quick, let me slide back up here. We got J-Rob. There you go. For the edge at sleeper as well. Darius Washington is in the 4th if he makes it. Yeah. Man, if he makes it to the 4th, boy, the Cowboys definitely, even if they already drafted a safety, I would like for them to take a look. Right. Simi, obviously from Stanford, is going to be an interesting prospect for sure. And it says, George Tucker, check out his partner on the other side. Trust me, Des Fitzpatrick.
Louisville.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Taryn Jackson, me and Jock on the same path there with Taryn. No ifs, ands, or buts. But now we currently we have 10 picks. We have 10 picks. I think we're going to end up with 8 picks. I'll put it that way. I think we'll end up with 8 picks. How many of those 8 picks? Or we'll play the game. We'll keep it at 10. Let's say we just stick and pick. How many of those do you think will be defensive players in this draft that we pick all 10? How many do you think?
Out of all 10 now?
Yeah, if we take all 10, how many do you think will be defensive guys?
I would say 6.
Okay. Sony?
Yeah, I would talk 6. Just going through my head.
6.
Yeah.
Okay. I think tight end Pitts. I think offensive lineman, and I think a speed guy. So I'm gonna go 7. Okay. So 3 offensive linemen, 3 offense, 7. What you call it? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Just for giggles, what would be the name at 10 that would make you break something? Oh, Quiddy Payne.
Yeah.
Oh, we take Quiddy at 10. Bye.
Yeah, y'all can get rid of that draft.
I'm gone.
I'm out. Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm calling work on Friday. I can come back in. I can make it, man.
yeah, Queen. If we take a
page.
If we
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
I got a better name than that.
Oh, go ahead.
I got Gregory Rousseau.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I'll just look. Insert any defensive end name at 10. I'm out, Queen. Queen, I'm look. I can't give him this footage. Y'all just gonna me go to black, and my mic's muted for about 5 to 10 minutes before I come back in. Like, anything. Yes, even that name. Yeah, there's a reason why we don't. There's a reason why we don't bring up defensive ends on this show. Is because we don't want to put that into existence at 10. Well, they go defensive end at 10. Oh my goodness!
What if we trade it out the first round completely?
Out of the first round? Out of the first round?
Yeah.
Oh well, you know what? I don't know. We're gonna have a well, we'll have a draft show, but
Oh,
it'll
I
be
just
more
got
of who's
bubble
left.
guts. Oh, I think I
Yeah,
just got
that
bubble
would probably
guts.
do it, man. We traded back. We got some
Oh,
second round pick. You know, we moved back into the early second round. They got our 10 spot.
oh, we get there next year first. We get the
Yeah,
number
get a
one
first
and
for
second.
next year.
Oh,
Vegas
yeah,
gonna be
man.
lit. We're gonna be lit in Vegas next year, then.
All right.
Yeah, I don't care. Oh, I don't
Listen,
care.
Yeah,
listen. If we move out
Oh,
the first round, I better see some two more first round picks or something. Something made me happy for next year. But
yeah.
I mean, listen, if that was to happen, listen, we seen it happen before with Frederick. They went all the way back to the last spot.
Right.
But I mean, they wasn't too far down. Like we had number 10, but that happened. So Jesus, damn.
how many defensive players do y'all think can be replaced by rookies this year?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. I'm gonna for me. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Spoon.
I think 3. I think linebackers, safety, and offensive line. That guard position.
Okay. I think. We said defense though, just defense.
Well, sorry, say defense. Then I only say 2.
Yeah.
Safety, linebacker.
2.
Corner 3. Excuse me, cornerback 3.
I don't know if a linebacker's going to come here and start if he's not picked very high. To be honest with you, I think defensive tackle. I think defensive tackle is a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I think corner is definitely a possibility.
Right.
And because of that contract they gave Casey, I think free safety. So I think 3 is your maximum.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably looking at 2 and a lot of rotation, but I think 3 is the very top.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Tuck?
Well, I would honestly say 1 because I feel like the cornerback position is a void there. So I feel like whoever comes in as a rookie is going to be really filling a void. So, I mean, I would think the cornerback position and then free safety, that would be it for me. To be honest with you, with KZ, because I feel like he's the most expandable at this point. Just like you said, Nix, I don't think that we would take a linebacker in the 2nd and 3rd round and he's going to actually win the job. Now, he might be a high caliber player and be a better performer than what we currently have in house, but I don't see day one them moving on from Jalen Smith or LVE or Sean Lee. And so I think that it'll be cornerback and free safety if we're going to see a rookie start anywhere defensively.
All right, which is the one prospect? I got Mo checking in. Which prospect in the draft would shock you if they were selected in the top 20? Well, apparently Mac Jones is going there, so I can't say Mac Jones anymore. Man, I'd find it hard to believe. Could another quarterback, could Kyle Trask creep in there?
Yeah, that's the guy right there.
Right. I would be surprised. I would definitely be shocked that Kyle Trask ended up in the top 20. Outside of Kyle Trask, quarterback's kind of a layup drill, right? To a certain extent. I think, 20, not first round, 20. That kind of moves the goalpost a little bit on me. Obviously, Trask for sure. If he happens to go, Mendoza, I think Mendoza just said that too. Yeah, Mendoza just said Trask as well. Barrymore shouldn't be there. Dominic, I see you just posted that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But man, yeah. I'll tell you what. Even though he's your guy, I think. See, shocked is like if Nick Bolton goes top 20. Right. I'm surprised, but I'm not shocked. Like it depends on what your idea of shocked is.
Right.
So, but man, I don't. Yeah, I'll stick with Trask. I mean, quarterback's kind of a layup drill, but the way the Mac Jones came up the board and some of these quarterback needy teams, when we look at 20 with Chicago, we're looking at 15 with New England. If they were to take another guy, if it was Trask, I don't think Mond's going to go up that far, right? Trask seems like the guy that's going to come next. For sure would be up there. I mean, the somebody look. I'll tell you what. The guy that the Cowboys suddenly, as Slater said, are hot for. Trevor Moehrig. If Moehrig went top 20, I'd be pretty surprised. I'd be kind of shocked if Moehrig went top 20. I'll hit you to Trevor on that. What about you, Tuck?
Yeah, I was gonna say Trayvon Moehrig if he went top 20, but also Marvin Wilson. Like if Marvin Wilson someone just took a defensive tackle and went early and he was the first one off the board, I would be surprised.
Yeah,
I would to kind of go out on a ledge. I would say I don't think Zayvon Collins is going to go top 20. I know that's your guy, Spoon, but I don't think he's going to go top 20.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that.
I don't think Collins will go top 20. I'll be kind of surprised if he went. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else that's kind of floating around there. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I have a guy, but I don't want Tucker or Mendoza to throw anything at me right now. So
okay,
I'll say Hamza Nasruddin, maybe Florida State.
Yeah. Well, you know, the funny thing about him, here's of late, I've kind of seen the conversation twist. Well, is he a linebacker or a safety? And once those conversations start to happen, right, and we see the Isaiah Simmons, we're looking at Joker, we're looking at Keanu Neal all of a sudden, right? Does that push him up the board more? Now, yeah, sure. Obviously, top 20 would be pretty surprising. But what I will say is, I'm not going to be surprised if he goes higher. Like, it wouldn't shock me if he goes in the second round now.
Well, I'm going to ask Tuck Dick. I know he's a nose guy. There's a former nose who was quick, who basically remember Telvin Smith went to Jacksonville?
Right.
Didn't he go through the same thing where they looked at him as a safety, but he went to the linebacker? And all these.
Because that's what I've been saying about Nas, man. He's kind of that hybrid, right?
Right.
And that's what I had the conversation with Boss yesterday about, okay, Donovan Wilson can possibly play the free safety, though I'm out on him playing free safety. I would prefer Donovan Wilson to be a strong safety.
Right.
But if you're starting to get these Keanu Neal type players, these kind of hybrid players with him, Donovan Wilson, I think Nasruddin will actually fit that mold that what Dan Quinn is trying to do, because he's a guy that can come down and cover, but he can also tackle, play, aggressive against the line of scrimmage as well. So, if he makes the transition to linebacker, that might be beneficial for him, because you can have two guys out there in Keanu Neal and also Nasruddin who have safety-like tendencies, but they're playing your linebackers on third down. So, it makes him look a lot more attractive than him just being a free safety or just a strong safety, where you can kind of think of him as more of a linebacker. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Like that's the hard part for me in Mendoza, is like to see who actually will be the first no off the board. I think it'll be Samuel, but then I think that Nas will be the second one before Marvin Wilson, if I had to go with it.
I like Paul's guy. He picked David Mills, the quarterback from Stanford. Let me tell you something. To Paul, yeah, I'm gonna tell you this right now. He goes on the right team. That's gonna be somebody we'll be talking about in a couple of years. David Mills from Stanford.
Watch out in New England. Real quick though, if you ain't got nothing to do for the draft, guys, if you ain't got nothing to do for the draft, then what you come kick it with your fellas? Come kick it with your fellas real quick. Give them breakdowns. Yeah, man, you know what it is, buddy. Man. Yeah, man, we'll be starting that about an hour before the draft goes live to catch up on everything that's going on. I'll be out there. I'll have 2 phones going, the laptop, everything going crazy. We're going to bring some of y'all along. We got some stuff to give away. The only way is you got to be subscribed on the giveaways. You got to be subscribed to the Star Game Podcast on YouTube, and also you got to be subscribed over there to Cowboys Fans Only on YouTube as well to be able to be eligible for the giveaways. We're definitely gonna have a good time all 3 days, kicking it with y'all, bringing some people on. I know we're gonna move the chains, come over there. My guy Jock has been on me I'm going to get Jock on as well. He's been team horn driving it hard. Mendoza started it for me. Jock has been driving it home. We'll get Mendoza on. We're going to get Jock on during the draft and everything, and have a good time. I got Professor Omat on, bringing the analytics as well. We're going to bring a lot of y'all on, have a good time, break down these picks, man, and do really good, and have a really, really, really fun time. If you missed out last year, boy, we had candles lit, people screaming. I went streaking, all kinds of Tug froze up his stream, yelling. I mean, it's going to be, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, man.
May I show the people, please? May I show the people? 1 second, I have to, because this was a funny moment, man. Hold up a second, right here.
What you got there, Small? Oh, yeah.
I'm married with the candle.
Yeah.
It's every draft. I'm not joining.
CD Lamb's pick.
I'm about to get shoved. Yeah, man. And it was way too much fun. And man, we can't wait to rock with y'all and have a good time again. We appreciate y'all tuning in it was the barbershop edition, man. We just want to kick back, let it free flow, talk to y'all. You already know what it is. Yeah, drinks, draft, spirited debate. You already know what it is. I mean, that's what it is during the draft, man. We let our hair down even more so than what we do coming on here. Hopefully our guy from Puerto Rico does have to break out the 151 for sure. As Matt Owen said, if we draft Quiddy, I'm not. Yeah, man, I feel that. Look, if we draft Quiddy at 10, we're going to cancel the whole thing. Ain't no giveaways. We're clinching it. We're shutting it down, man. Wrap this up, boy. We out. Forget about it. We're done.
Hit the reset button, man. We start over.
Yeah, man. This don't count, man. With that being said, though, man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us as always. Go ahead, J-Tuck, pay some bills.
Yeah, man. You guys can find me on Twitter, of course, at JTuck151, man. If you guys are following me from the Star Gang, shows, let me know where you're coming from, because I get a lot of randoms and I just don't be following everybody back like that. But let me know you're a fan, man. I'll definitely hit that follow back button. So, a lot of people have been hitting me like, Tuck, you're not following me back. It's like, I don't know. But but also hit me up on my YouTube channel, Cowboys Fans Only. Turn on that notification bell, subscribe, man. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Got a lot of great shows, a lot of great guests coming on. And like Nick said, draft night's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna be here giving that live content, breaking things down, and preparing for takeoff, let's say.
Hey, Professor O says he's shotgunning an IPA. We take pits. Hey, I don't even drink beer. I might shotgun a beer too.
Right.
I don't know what I'll do. Spoonie, go ahead and tell the people where they can find you as always.
Listen, you can find me at Spoonie881 on Twitter and right here at home at Star Game Podcast.
Yeah, man. As always, you already know what it is. Stargate Podcast on YouTube, Stargate on Facebook, where there's the group. Come join the group. Go like and follow the page as well. And then, of course, on Twitter, man, your_guy_Knicks, man. Come follow me over on Twitter, man. We chop it up, have a good time over there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look at that, right? Y'all hit me with the follow back on. I thought Mendoza, I'll follow you. At me. I'm sure I'll follow you, Mendoza.
Mendoza,
hey, hold on. Mendoza, don't I follow you on at me, Mendoza? How am I not following you on Twitter? Man, we in different chat groups and everything else. Our mod extraordinaire over there. No ifs, ands, or buts.
I gotta let us know, man. Y'all have different names and stuff. I'm like, I don't know.
Man, that is true, man. Someone like me, you ain't following my Twitter. I'm like, well, what's your Twitter handle? They hit me. I'm like, bro, how was I supposed to know that was you?
Right.
How was I supposed to know that was you? Of course, my guy talking there.
What's his name?
Yeah, no, we'll figure it out. Twitter name, drop it in there, Mendoza. What's that Twitter name, man? I didn't know, man. I thought I was following you already. My fault. My bad. Hit me up. Let me know. Right. I can't believe it, man. Hey, low key. Well, we're 2 Thursdays away, guys.
Yeah, close, man.
Wednesday night is gonna be Wednesday night is the worst. You know why? Because the rumor's gonna come out, the teaser will come out, and we're not gonna sleep. I guarantee we won't sleep good. We're not gonna sleep good. We're gonna sleep till we know it's like 2 a.m. Get up, it's 5 o'clock. Okay, start again. You see,
it's gonna be like Christmas. It's gonna be like Christmas, man.
That's the worst time. But next year,
no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. We appreciate you rocking with us as always. We'll get up out of here. Obviously, next Wednesday, we'll be delivering the Cowboys Report again at 8 p.m. Central. But the weekend's happening. The weekend's happening. Oh, wait, Tuck. We're doing a draft special tomorrow with Space. Yes, no, no.
Yeah. Space Cowboy at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m.
Yeah,
Central
8 o'clock tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah, 8 p.m. Central. Yeah, Space Cowboy. Hit him up on Twitter and on YouTube. We're doing a draft special. Me and Jay Tucker over there tomorrow doing a draft special at 8 p.m. Central. So we actually got that going. Hit the notification bells all the way around because the weekend, boy, we do a little after parties. You know, we have different things going on. You might miss out on something. But for sure, next week at 8 p.m. and then tomorrow, Space Cowboy. Hit him up. Draft special. Peace.